Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Jane, and I have another teacher talk video for you. I haven't had the opportunity to do these for a while, so I'm really excited today to get to sit down with a teacher who's going to talk to us about how she has selected digital tools to enhance her curriculum content and embedded these in Schoology. So you want to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, so my name is Lauren Ratterman, and I am a reading and social studies teacher in second grade at Hartwell Elementary. And I've been working with Seesaw along with Schoology in our lessons during our virtual learning. So since we have 40-minute blocks for the ELA section of our day, I pretty much focus on foundations for our live teaching, and Wit and Wisdom is more of our asynchronous learning. So if you look here, you can see on my ELA page, my Seesaw icon is at the top that will link them to all the activities, and then there are these black folders for Wit and Wisdom. And each week they have 2 lessons to complete throughout the week. And here is kind of what a lesson looks like. So for each of the components, the welcome, launch, learn, and land sections of the lessons, there's at least one video kind of going through what the kids will be learning about. And then they have a follow-up activity on most of these videos to go along with that video. So like here, there's no more than like 5 to 6 videos in a lesson. It's broken up for the kids so they're not sitting there for 45 minutes just listening to me drone on. So when you click on the video, it'll play, and then when you click on Seesaw, it takes you directly to that activity that the video was talking about. So here is one of the activities in Seesaw that the kids would be doing. Our welcome. Back here, our welcome is talking about the verbs in the story. And so in this activity, they have to, like for this instance, they have to read the sentences and then circle the verbs. Now, I know since some of our—
Can you show us a little bit, sorry to interrupt, can you show us a little bit where you underline, show us what the student—
Yeah, I was going to get into that. So since we have a lot of ranges in K-2, some kids aren't reading yet, and some are very good readers. Probably more in second grade and kindergarten, this would be good to also provide a visual. So in here, I'm going to turn off my sound, but you can read along so that the kids, especially since I have a lot of ESL kids, if you watch this video, it'll read along with the video, and I underline as I'm reading so that the kids are able to track a little better, and then they can stop the video at any point, go back to the activity and circle the verb or whatever task you have them doing. And I just made it bigger so that I could see it better and you could see it better, but for the kids, like some of the kids don't need it that big, so they could watch it right here on the screen and track with their fingers and then stop it when they wanted to circle. So that is kind of what I'm doing with Wit and Wisdom. Like I said, I've linked in with every video the activity that the Seesaw activity that's like directly tied to that activity, so that they're not going just to Seesaw and seeing a whole list of activities that can be overwhelming. It takes them directly to the activity that needs to get done.
Yeah, and that's just as simple as when you're in Seesaw and on the platform, just taking that direct URL and copying it, just like we can from Schoology item to Schoology item. Within Schoology, we can link directly to the Seesaw item. So that's a great tip. All right, what else do you want to show us about foundations?
So foundation, since a lot of it is live teaching, I create assignments for them to work on to kind of review what we learned in our live teaching. So instead of doing a pre-recorded lesson, since they already get that, all they have to do is click into this activity or this assignment. And like you saw back on lesson 3, there will be a Seesaw icon. And once they click on that, it takes them straight to whatever the assignment was. And so for foundations, a lot of what I have them doing, since they are both practicing reading fluency and they're practicing concepts and skills, is like I can load in the documents the PDF version of the documents for them to do in Seesaw. So like for instance, this activity would have them use the microphone recording app or tool, and then they would read the story. And when they were done reading it, they could stop the recording and it'll save it. And they can either go back through and mark up their words for foundations, or if you just want to have them read it straight through, they would just press this green check mark to show that they to turn it in. I usually have them do 2 parts. So they'll create a recording of them reading, and then they'll go back through and mark up the words for whatever unit they're on. So like, for instance, since I see we have some bonus letters, so they would put a star over it and they'd mark up their digraphs and their blends in this one.
That's great. And then also too, like part of our stage 2 distinguished educator is not just about you selecting the best tools for your students, and we'll get into some of the options in a minute, but also that students have choice in the way they respond. Can you show us with your PDF, like how that looks for them and what the choice is, and talk a little bit about why you select Seesaw instead of using some of the tools that are in Schoology?
Yeah, so, okay, so here, again, here's a PDF. They can either choose to type on it or write on it. Or if you leave it blank, so for instance, in Win Wisdom and Foundations, like I have a lot of them that requires them to respond, however, in any way that they feel comfortable. So they could, like, I'll give one example. I asked in one of our welcome activities, what's your favorite book? And so they could either respond by taking a picture of their favorite book and then writing on the picture or typing on the picture why it was their favorite book. They could draw a picture of them reading their favorite book and then write a sentence saying like, this is my favorite book because, or they could also record a video of them speaking, telling you what their favorite book was. And I also had an instance where they don't, like some of them don't feel like they're ready to be on camera. They get a little shy. So they can still record their voice and add a picture or a sentence to go along with it, or they can type up notes on a piece of notebook paper. And I really like Seesaw, and I chose Seesaw to go along with Schoology because there are so many different options for the ranges of our learners' abilities. So just like, for instance, teaching first grade last year and coming up with second graders, I had a lot of ESL kids here at Hartwell, so speaking was a little easier than trying to write out all the words. So this would give kids who might have stronger abilities in speaking to use that to turn in an assignment, or the kids who are maybe more comfortable with typing and writing out complete sentences also have that ability. And then even for the kids who don't feel as comfortable speaking or as confident in their writing skills, they're able to draw, and then they could add a few words in. So it really like touches on the range of learners that we have, and that's something that I just saw as a great opportunity for them. And it's in one place, so you're not trying to teach them like this application and that application. It's all here in one place.
Yeah, I like how you have used our learning management system really as that place. And so to everybody else kind of watching this, our learning management system can be thought of like our digital district. And then within that is our digital school buildings. And then into our classrooms. But then sort of what Lauren is doing and what other teachers who are using Seesaw are doing is almost taking this as like a digital station and embedding it right in Schoology, right in the LMS, so that all students can access all their teachers and their content in one location. Families can go to one place, but then they have these enriched and amped up tools. So you may have heard about app smashing, things like that. This is really a great example of a teacher who has selected tools to enhance curriculum content and given her students choice in how they are going to respond. Lauren, I know you also told me some other great things that we don't have time to get into for the rest of this recording, but you talked about, how there's options for whether students all see their one another's work, so it's more like a community, or if you need to do it as a formative assessment, they can only see their own work. And there's just lots of rich layers and details in Seesaw. So for anybody watching, if you want to learn more about Seesaw, they have a really great PD in your PJs offered online that's all free, as well as just playing around with it. Don't hesitate to give it a try. Everything that Lauren has showed today, she's teaching second grade. We really feel like this is a great tool for primary students. The buttons are chunkier and more immediately apparent for how to use them. And but we've also tested this on the iPad. So for our pre-K, K, or 1 students, the direct links will open right up in the Seesaw app. They'll log in one time and it'll take them in. So I recommend this tool for you instructors choosing something to enhance your digital learning stations or your digital lessons, and to keep that blended learning being rich learning experiences. So thanks so much, Lauren, for sharing your expertise with us. I know that there'll probably be lots of sharing of this video. I love that you're using our learning management system to manage the learning, and you're using Seesaw to engage your learners and select tools that work best with your curriculum. So job well done. Thanks for taking time to meet with us and share with everybody in the district. All right. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.